Welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm Mr. B. This presentation is on learning needs, specifically the ELL, which stands for English Language Learners. In this presentation, you'll see the challenges in the English language. Then, what is and who are ELL students? How many might be in your school or classroom? And then, what kind of strategies might a teacher use to work with ELL students? There are over 6,500 languages in the world. Here's a quote. Knowledge of a region's language is necessary for all students to achieve their lives' dreams by not known. When I look at this quote though, I see some issues, spelling and grammar issues. How about we rewrite it? Knowledge of a region's language is necessary for all students to achieve their life's dreams. Even myself, who's a lifelong English speaker, I have my own challenges with spelling and grammar, and many times I thank goodness for spell check. Similar but not the same. Words that are just so similar, but they mean something different. There, where, were, where, to, do. Wow. To anyone who looks at this and hears those words, if they don't understand the English language, that's confusion right there, right? There are some, like Joseph from kudu.com, who put English as the number 10 out of the top 10 hardest languages to learn for non-English speakers. But what is ELL and who are ELL students? English language learners, or ELLs, are students who are not yet able to communicate fluently or learn effectively in English. Often they're immigrants or born to immigrants. So many times they're living in a home where English may not be spoken. They may have parents or other siblings who don't speak English, and then school is their only source for learning the language. So how many might be in your school? Well, studies and statistics show it could be 9 to 14% right now in 2022 here. That is 1, 2, 3 students in your class. In Wisconsin, it's a little lower, but otherwise, you're still most likely going to be having some interaction with ELL students. So you see these three depictions of how you might set up your desks. Just imagine there could be a couple ELLs mixed in to your desk arrangement. Now I had an opportunity to work with a CT, that's a cooperating teacher, to do some student teaching, and I got to see how she'd set up her class, and she told me that if she had students with needs, she'd try to put them in the front row, so she wouldn't approve of these seating arrangements here. She'd be putting those ELLs in the front row. That's her starting strategy. How about some more strategies? So number 1 here, that depicts imagery. A picture can paint 1,000 words, right? And it can cross language barriers. Try to use more imagery, all kinds of things such as graphs and charts and things that just display content through imagery. Number 2, let them work more in small groups. Let them work with their peers. This gives them more opportunity to learn the language, and then they might have some of those other students or peers that they're in other classes with or outside of your class. That may help them quite immensely. Number 3, as a teacher, work with the school's ESL person. ESL stands for English Second Language, and this might be another teacher, teacher's aide, interpreter. It's someone that is already working with the student possibly in a specific class just to learn the language. If you can pass along content to accommodate them, that they can then see the content in 2 different formats, your class and in theirs, that may help them just on another level. Number 4, honor the silent period. This is the first day, first week of class. Give them time to acclimate to your class. Don't select on them or call them specifically to answer stuff in your class. Give them some time to acclimate. Number 5, pre-teach. This means if you can accommodate them by giving them some content ahead of time, ahead of the day that you're going to plan the lesson or the week, this might give them a chance to go and talk to their ESL person about this content, or if they have help at home, they can get some help in that sense. Sometimes it's a video. They may be able to use some kind of software to translate the video into their language that may help them ahead of time. Lastly, here in the slide number 6, just support their heritage and language. Don't frown on them if they use their language in your class. Support them in all those aspects. Well, that is Learning Needs ELL in a nutshell. And as actually I say in a nutshell, it leads me to one more strategy or just tip, is try to refrain from jargon or slang. That's usually a cultural thing, and to someone who doesn't speak the language well, they may not understand it. It just creates more confusion. But overall, I hope you like what I presented here. ELL, English language learners. Here are my sources. Thanks for joining me.